So coaching, what the heck is it anyway? I hear all sorts of different stories and ideas about what coaching is and what it means, and there are all sorts of people that have got the label coach after their name. A swimming coach, for example, and it adds to a lot of confusion. Right here, what I want to do is to clarify what is meant professionally by the field of coaching as opposed to mentoring or teaching or instructing or directing or counselling. Coaching, one of the things that defines it is future focused. It's about building for the future. It's about building growth and capacity. It's forward looking. It's about potential. It's about where you or an organization can get to in the future. It's about possibility. Where teaching, for example, is about sharing knowledge. Knowledge that's been learned in the past. It's knowledge that the teacher brings to the situation, which is shared. It's about filling up the brain with facts and information. It's not necessarily future focused. It's not about how are you going to use this in the future. It's not about how can you use this in different circumstances. Mentoring, I mentor as part of what I do startups. Now mentors in business, for example, what they're bringing to the relationship is I've been there and I've done that. I've set up a business, I've built a business, and to share that information with people who are early in their careers. Just the same when people are making transition from one role to another. Maybe they've been promoted into a leadership role in the organization. It's very helpful to have a mentor, someone who's been there and done that and helps the person to not to make mistakes so that they start reasonably well. The drawback is that all of that is based on past experience. So what might have worked for me in the past won't necessarily help that startup in the future. So a mentor needs to bring some humility. It is based on the past rather than the future. Counselling is very much based on the here and now and where that comes from in the past. It's about helping to understand and use the information about what has come from the past. So coaching, it's got a future focus. It's about helping to build new solutions. It's about working in partnership between the client and the coach to find an unexpected or different way forward. It's not necessarily what I think would be the best way forward, and it's the client obviously needs something because they don't have the solution right there. So we need to work together to find something in the future. One way to think about this is I'd like you to picture somebody who is really successful, somebody you know from the media, you know personally. This could be from any walk of life. This may be from sport, this may be from business, it may be in your field. Somebody who's really, really successful, and think about the characteristics. What is it that has helped them to really be successful? Now, we haven't got a time for a dialogue here, so you might be thinking things like courage and determination, perseverance. Maybe they're really good at critical thinking and thinking about gaps and what's going wrong. Maybe they're great at building a vision and using their imagination to create new solutions. Maybe they've got great customer awareness and great skill in empathizing and understanding what's going with other people. Great at risk assessment. Above all, maybe they've got some confidence, they've got some resilience, that no matter how often they fall down, they get up again, and it makes them stronger every time. Maybe they're great at learning, that they're constantly stretching themselves out of their comfort zone. There are attitudinal things there. Now, how many of those can be taught by a mentor or a teacher or a counsellor? Very few. Coaching is about helping to build the capacity for all of those things in the client so that they are self-reliant, not dependent on the coach. They are empowered so that they have the ability to do more than they ever thought possible going forward into the future. So if I give a solution, what I think is the best solution, and my client thinks, oh, thanks for that, Hugh. Yeah, I'll just go and do that. And they don't really think critically about it. I have disempowered that person. I've taken away their willingness and ability to think it through for themselves and to take responsibility for their own solution. Sometimes, though, if I know how to make a wheel and my client wants to design a wheel, it's unethical of me to withhold that information. So the relationship is very much based on, sure, I'm going to share as much as I can of what I've learned, but you as a client must not come into it just looking for me to give you the answers. You've got to be thinking, well, that's great, but I'm sure there's a better or a different answer out there. And come to you. You're the expert in your own field. As a client, you need to work that out for yourself. So we're not here to build your business. We're here to build you as a person. That's me as a coach talking. We love to help. The danger is that we help too much and we disempower you by giving you too many answers. So there's a fine line to be struck. Coaching, future focused. It's about empowering, and it is definitely not about creating a dependency so the client becomes dependent on the coach in the way that maybe a sports star is dependent on their coach. That's about following instruction. This is about the future potential. And I hope that helps to clarify what I mean by coaching and what we're going to be meaning by coaching as we go through this course.